Hey guys, this is Jonathan's Media Shack here again. Today, I'm gonna be taking a look back at my old videos, and I'm gonna do kind of like a reaction video to it. Yeah, I'm taking a look back at my old videos because most of my old videos that I've done, especially the ones in 2018, I have to admit, most of them came out absolutely horrible. Even before when I improved my behavior, because I did took things that I hate way to the extreme and all those nonsense I did back in 2018. I'm taking a look back at this extreme run of Happy Tree Friends that I've done. And funny, this video had been uploaded by me January 21st, 3 years ago. And yes, this today is has been 3 years since this extreme rant came out, and I'm gonna take a look back at it. Yeah, I'm really gonna look back and kind of do like a reaction video to it because yeah, there are some things wrong with this rant that I've made. Yeah, it's something that I haven't done before, but this is my very first time doing it. So without further ado, let's get. And yes, I did improve my behavior. Like I said, I did improve my behavior considerably. But I decided I wanted to look back at it because yeah, why not? And yeah, even though I did private it, I want to take a look back at it because I totally regret myself doing those kinds of things back then. I really regret myself. I don't know what made me think it was a good idea of doing it when it was actually the worst idea I've ever done. So yeah, I'm gonna take a look back at it and express this video as of right now. So let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Happy Tree Friends. Oh my god, this show sucks. This is my new number 6 worst show ever.
Actually, my new number 6 worst show ever now has got to be King Star King. And I'm starting to become neutral over Happy Tree Friends nowadays. Guys, this is really shocking that I've said that, but nowadays I'm starting to become neutral over Happy Tree Friends. because it's because I don't really hate it as much as I used to anymore, and now I'm starting to become neutral over it. In fact, King Star King is now my new number 6 worst show ever, and I'll probably have to outdate the rant on Happy Tree Friends and my thoughts on Happy Tree Friends I did, because nowadays I'm starting to become neutral over that show. But if you either like it or if you hate it, that's fine by me. Opinion handled on it. I'm just neutral over it. I don't hate it as much as I used to anymore. Nowadays, I'm just neutral over it. I know this is really shocking to hear, but I'm really starting to become like neutral over it. So, meaning that King Star King is now my new number 6 worst show ever.
All this show is about is bunches of cute and cuddly animals getting brutally killed in the most violent, appalling, gruesome, and disturbing way in
Well, it's a cartoon. What can I expect? Yes, I understand that this is a cartoon, and anything could happen in a cartoon. And believe me, this this is still a violent show. And it does have some bloody and gory scenes, but still, anything could happen in a cartoon.
every way. What the hell? Who wants to see this?
Actually, Aubrey Ankrum was the one that made Happy Tree Friends all possible, because he was the director of this show, I believe. And he was the one that made that show all possible back in 1999. So yeah, that was his choice, not mine.
There was something mentally wrong with the director when he made this show.
Actually, that was his choice. And he has the rights to make that he had the rights to make that show. So I don't think there's something mentally wrong with him actually nowadays, cuz that was just his creativity. His originality of that show.
How did this show even got a 7.0 on IMDb?
Which some people actually like it, and some people can actually hate it. But I nowadays am now becoming neutral over it. Which means that King Star King is now my new number 6 worst show ever list.
It doesn't even deserve that score in my opinion.
Which was back then when I still took that show way to the extreme.
And you know what's worse? It actually came out the same year as SpongeBob came out.
And, of course, Disney's Tarzan and Toy Story 2 as well.
Back in 1999.
Which I like both of these movies.
What the hell? How is this even possible? To be honest, I really don't hate the characters.
Well, I actually hate Lumpy and Flipkey. Those are the only two characters that I hate. The rest of the characters I'm actually okay with nowadays.
Except for one, which is Flapkey.
Except for two, actually, which I mentioned earlier. And that is Lumpy and Flipkey.
Was Flippy's evil clone. He is the worst character ever from this show. Why? Because he kills bunches of cute and cuddly animals for no reason. Never have I seen a character.
Well, that's because Flippy is suffering from a severe disease. I forgot what it is, but if you know what Flippy is suffering from, please let me know in the comments below. I know Flippy is suffering from something, but I forgot what. But if anyone knows what Flippy is suffering from, please let me know in the comments down below.
This beloved is Flapkey. I wish this character had never existed in the first place.
Which, that was once again the director's choice to make that character.
And I've also found out why people hate this show. It's violent, bloody, gruesome, cruel, and disturbing to watch.
Well, not all people hate Happy Tree Friends. Not all of them. Some people actually love and like Happy Tree Friends.
Especially for the sensitive viewers. And yes, bunches of cute and cuddly animals gets killed all the time. Too much.
Well, it's a cartoon. What could I expect? Anything could happen in a cartoon, guys. Believe me when I tell you this. This isn't a reality show. This is just cartoon. So yeah, anything can happen in a cartoon.
Who the hell thought of this? That's just awful. I thought that it was going to be kid-friendly just like Nature Cat and 64 Zoolaine was.
Which is actually suitable for teenagers and adults. actually. And plus, Nature Cat and 64 Zoolane have nothing to do with Happy Tree Friends. Both of them have nothing in common.
But it isn't. I wish that this show was a kid-friendly show. But the director named Aubrey Ancrum had decided to ruin the show for me.
Actually, Aubrey Ancrum was the one that made Happy Tree Friends all possible. And let me tell you, some people can actually like it, and some people actually hate it. It's you either love it and a hate it show, I should say. But I'm one of them who's neutral over it nowadays.
Not to mention that this show also had a video called YouTube Copyright School, which is so cringeworthy to watch.
Well, I have to admit, that's the only thing that I agree with. YouTube copyright video, that video is the absolute worst.
Even for me, it also had too many horrible scenes that are so gruesome. I'm going to mention a few. There's this one scene where one character had a lollipop stuck in its eye.
Which was, of course, Toothy. Toothy was the one that had a lollipop stuck in its eye. And yes, even though it is painful, that once again, it's a cartoon. Anything could happen in a cartoon.
That's just painful. And then there was another scene where one character puts pencils on one's eyes.
Which was Flippy, well actually Flipky, that put the pencils on Sniffle's eyes.
What the hell? Who thought of this travesty? And then there was this one scene where one character broke its jaws because he tries to break the jawbreaker. I don't think this show should exist if it keeps on doing this.
Well, it's too late. Anything could have. This show already existed. And once again, like I said a million times, anything could happen in a cartoon. And that was Nutty that broke its jaw. Part 2 will be in session, guys, so stay tuned.